Sisters who watch. Sisters who watch. Sisters who watch.
Love Island Games. Hey, y'all. Hey, welcome to Sisters Who Watch.
Hello, I'm Shelby.
And I'm Laura, and we're sisters who watch everything TV, movie, sports, concerts, and more Love Island.
Too much Love Island. I need a break.
And before we get into it, please make sure you're giving Sisters Who Watch 5 stars. 5 stars wherever you listen.
Please.
Rate, download, subscribe. We really appreciate your support. All right, Shelby, let's get into our review. Can you give us some background on Love Island Games?
Yes. So, Love Island Games is the Love Island franchise's Survivor. Like, take the challenge, like their competition show.
Right.
And so if you've seen Survivor or The Challenge, it's supposed to have a more intense sports element and sort of be about love, but it's more like their competition show. And it also is almost like their version of All Stars in a way, right? Because it has all the former Islanders, but it's international All Stars because it has Islanders from franchises all over the world. So I think that's cool about it. It actually started in 2023. So we saw season 1. And that was when we were all like kind of in our peak Love Island era. Wouldn't you agree, Laura?
So it came out, right after Love Island UK season 10, which was like the Ella and Tyreek season. Maya Jama was the host, right? So it was different. And the cash prize was a lot
100K.
smaller. Yes. So this season changed it up a lot, right? There wasn't voting either. And it was a different vibe. How did you like Love Island season 1?
Oh,
Love Island Games season 1.
Loved it. When we, in 2023, were reviewing like our best content of the year, Love Island was like high up on the list for me. And I remember I said the Love Island franchise because I included Love Island UK and Love Island Games. Like just discovering the Love Island franchise for me was a big deal in 2023. Like I was so locked in. And Love Island Games season 1 was particularly really good because there were people I didn't know, but also some familiar faces. And it was dramatic. It was cinematic. It had a spoiler alert, a Black woman winning. Like it just, it was so good. Like everything about it had me hooked. So I was excited for season 2. But, spoiler, didn't really deliver for me. We'll get into it. But I loved Love Island Games season 1.
I really liked season 1. I think Justine winning was just amazing. Like we both loved how it ended. We loved Justine and Jack. Like it was a really, really good season.
They had a great storyline. Yeah. Almost like how Andrea and Josh like kept having to be in duels and doubted throughout. Like remember Jack had a duel and almost went home. Like there was just a lot of stuff in their storyline that had people rooting for them. And they pushed through every time to win at the end.
Yes.
Just so good.
Yeah. So you can definitely check out like our social medias from back in the day. We were very pro Love Island Game season 1.
Yes.
So I think coming into season 2, expectations were high. They were really high, right? Ariana Madix is now the host of Love Island Games. No more Maya Jama. I mean, Ariana Madix is a better host than Maya Jama, so
true.
Not the worst change. And also they introduced America voting for this Love Island Games, which is, a very big twist. And yeah, it just felt like it was more American centered, right? Because we now have Ariana Madix as the host. America is voting, all of that. So there were some really big changes. What did you think of when they announced the cast? I remember you posted a TikTok talking about how you were a bit disappointed.
I wasn't happy. I think, one, it's funny. I think I said I wanted maybe like more Americans, but because I think at the time it was only Andrea and Andrina.
And Kendall.
And I was like, these are the Americans that we're picking. Like, I don't know. I just felt like from season 6 and 7 of Love Island USA, there should have been better choices.
Well, KK and Chris, they were part of the original cast.
Yeah, I didn't know KK. And Chris, I didn't love on season 7.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
I thought he was fine, and then,
yeah,
he is awful on games. We'll get into
yeah.
it. This cast, like, I had never heard of Solen. I didn't know who Lucinda was. Like, it felt like there were a lot of who's Nicola. Like, there was a lot of people I think they picked in the U.S. and internationally. I didn't know,
Yeah.
and maybe if I had seen other Love Island USA seasons, like I would know right who Zay is and Josh and Sydney and KK, but I didn't. So
Hmm.
I was less excited to see all of them.
Yeah, that's fair. I agree. I think the cast didn't particularly pop like the original cast.
No, the OGs did not.
I was excited. Not excited. I was intrigued by Tyreek. I would say he's the only person who I was like,
Oh, yeah,
okay,
I forgot he was an
that's an
OG.
interesting choice. Because, right, like, he's a clown. Like, Tyreek is a clown.
I
Shelby
know.
was a fan of Tyreek and Ella on UK season 10. I was never a fan of his,
I was. They
but
were so
he's
entertaining.
very entertaining, right? So I
Yeah.
knew putting him on the cast, he's going to be trouble. Like, I knew that.
That was
So
the best casting decision.
yes, he was the best casting decision, and he was messy the whole season. Good competitor, no, but messy. He did play a great social game. Like, how did Tyreek slither his way into the finale? We'll never know. But so I thought Tyreek was the choice that popped the most for me in the beginning, for sure.
I was excited to see him. And I was kind of like a sort of fan, but I would post things and people would be like, don't come for Tyreek. He's great. I'm like, the way he's talking about these women,
Yeah,
you're
it's
like
horrible.
defending him?
Yeah,
That was
he's so
crazy to
toxic.
me. The Tyreek defenders. Oof.
Like the hooded rats.
Yeah. And it's like, these were like black women. I'm like, ooh, what are you
Oh,
doing?
yikes.
Yeah.
The way he was playing and talking about, yeah, the woman of, just women in general this whole season, but right, he was with Andrina in the beginning and then Justine, and he did not treat either of them particularly well. So yes, so coming in, we have the OGs and the couples at first, people seemed pretty quick to lock in, right? Andrea and Josh immediately gravitate toward each other. Garby and Kendall immediately
I
gravitated towards each
know.
other. Chris and KK. I really like the first challenge that they did, where it's like that obstacle course, and it was like based on time, and they had to run through the wall. It kind of reminded me of season 1 of Love Island games.
Yeah.
And Garby came in first, and Chris came in first as well. So then they got first choice of who they wanted to couple up with. Garby really surprised me. I really enjoyed her this
I'm a
season.
fan.
Yes. So like she immediately popped for me.
I
I was
guess
like, okay,
that's a
I like her.
case of right the casting knowing better than me, right? Because I'm like, who's
Mhm.
Garby? I don't know who she is. Like Love
Yeah.
Island, Sweden or whatever, wherever she was on. I'm like, what? But she ended up being great. So I'm glad they did cast her. I'm a fan.
Yes. Yeah, I agree. So I really liked her. She immediately. What did you think of Garby and Kendall as a couple?
Okay. The Kendall redemption arc is crazy because
Oh.
I am on record not being a big fan of his.
Mm-hmm.
We'll never forget how he was like egging Cordell on to
I know.
like
Go
cheat
Cordell.
on
Make out with her,
Serena.
Cordell.
Like
Yeah.
I will never forget that. And he was kind of like a Jeremiah, before Jeremiah, where he was like, yeah, my type this, my type that. Okay, we get it. You're not a black woman.
I know.
And you're best friends with all the white people. You're best friends with Lucinda and
I
Casey.
know.
You're best friends with Liv and Kaylor. Like, we get it.
Yeah.
You are a black man that loves white people. And
Ooh. And remember on After the Villa?
Beyond the Villa?
Beyond the Villa. Everyone's like, Kendall knows everyone. Like he's friends with like he seems like someone who's just like there to make friends and get ahead. Like you know what I'm saying? Like he's like a clout chaser. I think that's fair to say.
I think that's fair.
Yeah.
I
And
mean, why are you friends with Casey? Like, why are you friends with Lucinda? You literally knew everyone in the villa. I'm like, that's crazy.
Yeah, and then Beyond the Villa, Kendall's like friends with everyone, all these influencers. Like, okay, Kendall, clout chaser, and he kind of talks about, oh yeah, like I would love, they talk about their, their influencer aspirations on that show, and he's like, yeah, like I've always wanted to host my own TV show, like all this stuff. I'm just like, Kendall's such a clout chaser. Yeah, he's just not my vibe. I agree. I think on season 6 of Love Island USA, he came off horrible. I really, really did not like him. And when he was announced for this cast, I was like, oh my gosh, like I can't watch another season of Kendall antics. But I do agree he came off a lot better this season.
I was like, did he get PR trained?
That's what it's giving.
Like some people didn't believe he was with Garby for real. And so this is what's tough.
I know.
They were really cute.
They
but
were. I don't trust
everything
him.
we know about Kendall is that black women are not his type. Not that people can't change, but it was fishy. And some people he was playing was he just with Garby because he knows black women do well on the violin for the most part. Like there's usually like a black woman towards the end. Like,
yeah, that's fair. And she came in first. Yeah.
Like it felt like, and I was trying to hope it wasn't strategic, but it's hard for me to trust Kendall. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I mean, Kendall's
so I have complicated feelings about him and Garby. By the end, I was sad that they kept trying to like send them home.
I know. I was like, why do they keep on sending them home?
Like, leave them alone.
I know.
They seem to be enjoying themselves. They're good at the game, so I get. They
actually seemed, to like each other from what we saw.
Maybe that's threatening, but it was annoying. I was like, let them live. Dang.
I know.
So by the end, I was actually rooting for them. They were one of my favorite girls.
Me too. Yeah, it was more, it's kind of like Justine and Tyreek. Like, I really like Garby. I thought Garby was a star. I think she's great. She also came off so authentic and
even though some people don't agree.
Okay, yeah, that's a good segue. So Lucinda is one of our OGs. She was interested in Mert at first, and then Mert gets dumped, and she kind of bounces around in different couples, and then eventually she finds her way to Isaiah. Lucinda, a lot of people were talking about this online. Like, she was an op this whole season.
I posted a TikTok that has over 10,000 views where I'm like, we need to talk about Lucinda.
I know, she was being so, like, I also clocked this. So it really started when she was like, I just don't trust Garby. I just don't trust Garby. I just feel like.
After the spit challenge.
Yeah. And it felt like, why? She was going so hard on her. And I kept on thinking, why is she so mad? Like, I bet, she was like, every time that I turn around, Garby was spitting in my bucket. And I'm just like, why is this? Like, it felt so blown out of proportion. And then Kendall, classic Kendall, he was like, Lucinda's like my best girlfriend in the villa here. And I really trust what she has to say. And then he started doubting Garby because of what this lady had to say about her. And rightfully so, Garby's upset. I would be upset too. She's like, you're going to trust what Lucinda has to say over me? And you're going to doubt my character because she said I was spitting in her bucket. It was such a stupid fight.
That's when I knew Kendall needed to go. Like,
I know.
I was still kind of rooting for him because of Garby, but that lost
After
me.
That, I was like, okay.
Okay, you're the guy I thought you were. You were trying to fool me. You were trying to have this redemption arc, but no, you're still the same guy that will always trust a white woman over a black woman.
Ooh, I mean, facts.
Even though this is what's crazy, people are like, oh, it's because he's biracial. He's not biracial.
No, he's not biracial.
He's not.
No, he's not biracial.
He just,
he kind of gives that.
Yeah, that's what he gives, but he's not. He is.
No, he's not biracial. A whitewash. Self-hating white sympathizer. Yeah. I mean, yes. And remember, his mom is very fair. She's very light. But he's not biracial.
What did you think of his hair? Everyone was talking about
Hated it. No, it was when we saw the cast picture. The cast picture with Kendall's little Cordell braids. And I was like, what? He looked so much better with his other hair. I'm like, who told him this was cute?
I don't even remember what he looked like before. I'm like, so like
he had like
by this new look.
Short, like curly hair. And he looked so bad with this hair. I did not like it at all. It felt like he's trying to be more black. Like, I was like, why do you have
I'm telling you
cornrows
dressed like that? And then
I know he went for a black girl and stayed with her.
Yeah, he did used to have just short curly hair.
Yeah,
more
like short curly hair.
Cut,
yeah. I know, like he looks like he kind of looks Latino. So that's when I saw Kendall. I didn't think he was black at first, especially with his hair like that. Because he has like Brian, like of Amaya and Brian. He has like that kind of hair.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe he didn't like how people kept on downing his blackness, so maybe he was like, I need to go cornrows. I don't know. It did feel strategic. I did not like his hair.
100%.
100%. Yeah, so when he got sent home in that duel, they did keep on targeting them.
I was upset, actually.
I didn't.
Mostly because I didn't like the Power Squad. Yeah, and it was just like annoying how like they were bullying and taking out the Islanders I liked. But so it was more about that, but I was happy Josh was still there because I was like, oh, like Josh seems like someone that could beat Johnny, Toby,
for
Tyreek,
sure.
like Zay. Like I was like, okay, at least Josh could like beat all of those guys.
Yeah, I think that's fair. Yeah. I think that I think that Kendall leaving didn't bother me. It was sad because Garby was sad, but I wasn't like, she's too good for him anyway. So I was like, he can go home. And then okay, what did you, more of our OGs, what did you think of KK and Chris? Did you think, kind of like how Kendall, if Kendall was authentic with Garby, did you think Chris was authentic with KK? Because it was a little sus to me.
I didn't. I think, again, well, I guess Chris was sort of into Shelly, but he ended up with Huda, you know. Jump scare, and I'm saying the name redacted. So I'm like, who are you really into KK? Like, I don't know. It's hard for me sometimes to trust these men.
Not fair.
But my biggest issue with Chris was he was like, yeah, I'm just here for the games. I'm not here for love. I'm just here for the games.
I know, he kept on saying that.
It was like, oh my gosh, how much do you need this money, Chris? Like,
clearly Chris needs money. If that wasn't clear on season 7, Chris is like, I'm here for the games. I'm here for the money. It's like, Chris, relax. Like, you can get a brand deal. You can't do like some modeling for like Nike or something.
I can't.
What do you mean, Chris? You need this money. Oh my gosh. Bizarre, Chris, right? Really bizarre.
So funny. And he was always joking about how, I'm playing overseas now. I'm like, Chris, please, you are not playing overseas. This is not count.
Yeah, Chris was, someone was off with him day one. He kept on being like, I'm here for the money. He was like, oh yeah. Remember he walked in, he was like, you guys know who I am. I don't need to introduce myself. And people were like, what are you talking about?
Nicola was like, who are you? It was awful. You can tell the season 7 went to his head. I was disgusted. Right away, I was like, yeah, I was right about you. Because, again, this is the tough thing. It's like, because I didn't like Huda, Chris seemed more likable, but that didn't mean that I like Chris. Like, no, I agree with that. Was never the biggest Chris fan. No. So, sometimes, like, certain situations, just because you're next to someone who's worse will make it seem like you're better, but you're still not great. So,
yes,
I felt kind of validated because I was never the biggest Chris fan. But he and KK, again, seemed cute. Like, I actually shipped it if he was being real. Like, oh, like Kendall and Garby if Kendall's being real.
Yes, I agree. I think that, obviously, I mean, I think most of the women seemed pretty authentic, and I could tell that KK did like Chris.
I know.
But Chris just wasn't very trustworthy this season at all. And the way he chose KK, I think Chris did his research, and he chose KK because he knew that she was popular. She was like, okay, she's a popular American. Soul Ties is crazy, how she says it. And I think he did his research and was like, okay, I know KK's popular, and I'm gonna choose her because it's a strategic move. Like, that's what the decision was giving. And he kind of was like alluding to that. Like, he didn't seem like he really liked her. And it's just like, ugh, yeah.
Hate that.
Hate that.
That's why when Tyreek was for a second acting like he liked KK, I was like, honestly, KK, be with someone that likes you. But then it's like, again, do we even trust Tyreek? I feel like the moral of the story is like, none of these men can be trusted. That's what it felt like the theme of the season was.
Honestly. None of them. All of them. I mean, I feel like that's why I would never go on Love Island for many reasons, but the men on Love Island are not the men you want. No, they're Tyreek and Johnny and Chris.
And
no,
Toby.
It's not the men. Oh my gosh, I don't want any of these men. They're horrible. They're absolutely horrible. Oh my goodness. So, Shelby, Charlie, our British boy from USA season 7,
were the first 2 bombshells.
I know.
And they came with heartbreaker necklaces.
Yeah, this twist was, I thought this twist was very convoluted.
Didn't like it.
And I didn't like it either. They're like, you have the chance to give this necklace to someone else in 24 hours and you don't want to be the one with the necklace. I was like, why can't we just dump someone? Like, I didn't understand why I was like, oh,
I thought, oh, maybe this is going to be the whole season. But it wasn't. It was literally just for the
first day.
I was like, what?
Yeah, it was weird. I didn't like the twist.
I was excited for Charlie, though.
Yeah. I know you saw him at a watch party.
I did in LA, and he stole Andrea from Josh. This was the start of the pattern where everyone wanted Andrea.
Hot commodity.
And then Solan stole Mert from Lucinda. And so then Josh and Lucinda had like to decide the next day who to duel to get rid of their necklaces. And then whoever lost the duel would then be vulnerable. Josh, being the huge guy that he is and wants Andrea back, jacked, picks Charlie. Jacked. And it's like, was Charlie but this is the thing, you like don't know how it's gonna work out, but I'm like, was Charlie like maybe steal from someone who's like weaker? Like, I don't know. I was like, why? Part of me was like, why are you picking?
You know, Charlie was clearly just thinking, Andrea's a beautiful girl. Yeah. I'm gonna steal Andrea.
I'm like, I in my mind been like, I don't wanna beef with Chris. I don't want to beef with Josh. He wasn't thinking very strategically, I feel like.
No. Absolutely not.
So he's vulnerable and single. And then he duels Josh, and Lucinda duels Andrina. Of course, Josh wins, so Charlie's the necklace again, and then Lucinda somehow beats Andrina. Andrina was so bad in that duel. I literally think I threaded something really like bad. Andrina is that person who like goes to the gym but like doesn't like do cardio. Doesn't work out.
I mean, you could tell she doesn't work out because it's like there was no like, how did Lucinda, this stick of a woman, beat like, you?
Looks 2 feet shorter than you. I'm like, girl, you're a stallion. Get it together.
Yeah, you could tell, and yeah, I mean, and that's more evidence for the BBL, right? That she's not doing squats.
Crazy.
I know, and yeah, seeing Andrina just flop, I was like, yeah, that was, and it was, I know, and I feel bad for Andrina, I do, because she does seem like a sweet, nice person, but
she keeps getting destroyed by these men.
I know, and she's not athletic, she's not strong, right? No. She's really bad in the duels. And I think men, right, they see her, she is one of the most beautiful people I've ever seen in my life. Like, she is gorgeous. And I think men are just like, oh my gosh, Andrina's so hot, she's so hot. And then they're like, oh, I don't like her personality. The way Johnny spoke about her was so mean. He was like, there's just no substance. Yeah, she's originally with Tyreek, and then Johnny comes in as a bombshell. Sweeps Andrina off her feet.
Work well together. He saves her.
Yes.
And so she feels like, oh my gosh, my Prince Charming. And he's kissing her. He's all over her. Horrible. He's like, I believe in you. Like, all this is my problem. Don't gaslight her and make her think you really like her. Just to come and turn around and be like, oh yeah, she's no substance. There's nothing there. It almost made me think, did he watch last season? Did he watch Love Island season 7? Because who was she with? Andrina was with Brian, and he was like, yeah, she's no substance, nothing in our conversation. And I'm like, did you watch that and decide to say the same thing? Like, I was like, this is crazy. It felt so bizarre to me.
I know.
Like, the same kind of excuse. I'm like,
I know, poor Andrina. Yeah, it seems like all the men kind of have the same critique. They're like, wow, she's just so beautiful. Of course I'm attracted to her. And it's just like, I know, it's so mean. Yeah, and Andrina was always in the bottom. She was always dueling because, right, the girls were picking on her because they knew she was bad. So she kept on being picked for duels.
She had a rough start.
I know. So she had a rough season. I do feel bad for her. But it eventually, right, it caught up with Johnny, you know. America had their say later on, and it's like, you can't stop doing Andrina so dirty. So yeah, basically Andrina and Johnny are together, and Johnny this was so brutal. Johnny and Andrina are safe, right? They won a challenge, they're safe, and Johnny had the option to keep him and Andrina safe or go for this secret bombshell. Could you believe that he went for the secret bombshell? And made Andrina get eliminated? That was, she became vulnerable
and then lost a duel and went home, all because of Johnny. My issue was like, you didn't even know who the bombshell was.
I know.
What if it was Sydney? Like, obviously,
what if she was a dud? Like, she's not strong. Yeah, literally, that's crazy.
Could have been, no offense to Sydney. I know she ended up kind of showing she could shoot a basketball by the end and making the finals, but like, she was like a stick. Like, what if it wasn't Gabby? He got lucky. I know. I was like, did a producer get in his ear? Like, because for him to gamble like that and it to work out annoyed me.
Johnny is such a menace. Last season, It's like he's
Season
learned
one.
nothing, and
He
he
did the
kept
same
on.
thing.
He did the exact same thing.
He
And
turned on Jess.
I
He
know.
literally, and he ended up with a late season bombshell in the finale. And that's why I was like, we can't have him win. I remember
No,
I was
he's
so
such a villain.
passionate. Like Josh, I mean, like I was like, there's no way Johnny can win season one.
I know. I was like, and that's what made season 1 so satisfying, because Johnny was such a villain the entire time, and then Justine just comes in and saves the day. And I really, really think that this season, if Justine ended up winning, things would have been okay. I think that the season overall wasn't as good. But this season, season 2, the villains ended up winning, right? And that's why
Don't
people are
like
so
that.
mad, because the internet hates Lucinda.
Everyone on my feed was upset.
Yes, I had to look on Twitter. I was like, I need to know what people were saying, and everyone's like, "This is the worst ending ever. We all hate Lucinda. Lucinda hates Black people."
The microaggressions against
The
Garby. Ugh.
microaggressions, how she was so like male centered, was not a girl's girl. Like no one likes Lucinda.
Literally
No one likes
telling
Lucinda.
the guys what happens in girls chat. You never do that. Like
I
that was
know.
insane.
What a little snake. And Zay has like literally no personality. Like he was
And
such a
no
background
backbone.
character this
Literally.
whole
The
season.
only
No.
thing Zay did was with Nicola. Remember when that first kind of ring challenge?
Yeah.
That's all he did. And then after that, and then they became power couple after
Mhm.
the heart rate challenge. I'm glad they did that. I was like, that was fun after the heart rate challenge,
Yeah.
and put Johnny and Chris in the duel. That
Yes.
was literally, those were the only two things that Zay did. And then after that, he went to the background. Those were, mind you, those were big things for him to do, particularly like putting Chris and um Johnny in a duel together. What did you think
Yes.
about that decision? Because Chris was so butthurt.
I mean, I would have done the same thing.
It was the right strategic move.
It was the right choice, because no one could beat Johnny. Would be the only person to beat Chris. Who else could beat Chris? It's only Johnny, right? So it was smart. He had to do it. I would have done the same thing.
And the whole KK and Andre decision, it was also smart. Like it was brutal though, because I liked Chris and KK as a team, and they had just been power couple, and they had been so cocky. It felt like karma for them to be so cocky and then go out in that way. Like Chris breaking his finger. Some people thought it was a lie, like he faked it. I'm like, how do you fake an injury? I guess you could, but the medic team came out.
Interesting. I hadn't heard that
Yeah,
narrative.
some people were like, oh yeah, he didn't want to lose to Johnny, so he faked an injury.
I mean, I wouldn't put it past Chris. Chris seems very calculated,
100%.
So
I know, I wouldn't
it's
be
like
surprised.
an easy cop out. I feel like season 1 there weren't really injuries. Were you surprised?
I will say that was a theme.
That was yeah, it was a theme.
Injuries were a theme. And so that was surprising. It makes me think production was not on top of things. Like, and this is, I would say, my biggest critique of this season. Production needed to have better games. One, safer games, right? So people aren't getting hurt, whether it was Chris and then Nicola, who accidentally got hit by a ball during the duel with Garby. And I say accidentally because trolls on the internet were trying to make it seem like Garby did it on purpose. I'm like,
that's crazy.
Crazy. So I feel like the games needed to be safer. 2, there needed to be like more diversity in the games. Like,
yeah.
There needed to be, like, I remember, I think season 1, there was like, how well do you know your partner? Like a couples trivia. Like, there, like Survivor has puzzles. Like, there needed to be something like,
there should have been a puzzle. Why wasn't there anything like that?
Like, season 7 of USA had the build a bombshell. Like, instead of having the boxes, you could do build a bombshell. Like, it felt like they did all these gimmicks, like the chant for take a risk, open the box and you'll be safe, or flip the die and spit.
The Vegas night, that was bad.
Like, they had all these kind of games of chants and gimmicks, like the heartbreak necklace.
There needed to be more skill.
No, let's have skilled games and games that are less biased, because once you split them into like the power squad and the non-power squad, and the other alliance had the numbers and just start picking off people,
I know.
Every game they could have sabotage, or it could be strategic. And at the end of the day, I'm like, shouldn't it be about skill? Like, why is it like throwing drinks in people's faces and like, game of chance? Oh, I pick a joker or not.
Yeah.
It really started to annoy me. Again, I didn't like the power squad, so that was part of it. But it's also like, this is Love Island Games. There should be some skill beyond just fighting in the duel. Like, let's make these challenges skill based, not luck
Yeah.
based or or alliance based.
Yeah, I think because the strongest couple didn't win, right? The strongest couple didn't win.
The weakest couple
No,
won.
yeah, the weak.
Sorry,
No,
I'm
literally,
so annoyed.
the
Hang
weakest
on.
couple won. Yes, the strongest couple did not win. I think that, right? I mean, no, I don't like Johnny and what's her face?
Gabby.
Well, Gabby. Andrea and Josh were probably physically the strongest couple, right? I mean,
It was
Gabby's
so
really
tight.
fit, but I don't know
And
how,
we
like, we
never
never
saw
saw her
her have to
compete,
compete. We
you
never,
know?
because when she was a late bombshell, they never did a challenge that had to show her skill. I'm like, that's
Yes.
crazy.
I think later in the game, the challenges should be harder
Yeah.
and more about like strength. And I
And they
agree,
didn't do that.
it was more about like luck
Teams
and
and luck.
yeah. I think that the power squad, challenge, the team challenge was a misfire. Like we did do something like that last season.
No.
I don't know why they decided to break up couples. Like why? Because that was a turning point. After that challenge, like the whole season just
Ugh.
spiraled,
And it
you
was
know?
rigged because the yellow balloons didn't blow up.
I know the internet was like, this is fake. How was that possible? It doesn't make any sense. No, I agree. I do think it was
Like,
rigged.
not only was it
That
an
pump
annoying
was off.
challenge, but it was rigged. Like, how did Kendall and Garby beat Gabby and Johnny to the balloon, but then Gabby and Johnny's balloon pops first? Give me a
No,
break.
I do
Give me
agree.
a
There was
break.
clearly something wrong with their pump or their balloons. And it's like that, obviously that's not fair. So I agree. I think that whole challenge was just like a disaster. Like why was it a team challenge? Why wasn't it a couple challenge or like individual? It just doesn't make
Yeah.
sense. Yeah, I agree. So Shelby, what what did you think of the America voting aspect of this? Like, what do we need to fix about this season? Because obviously, this season was a flop. And like, how do we fix this? Like, what do you think? More skill, strength challenges. Do we think we keep voting or do you want to get rid of it?
What's interesting is, like, I heard people say this year the voting, like, wasn't the issue. At least I didn't think it
Yeah,
was.
yeah.
Because
I agree
we
with
only
that.
voted like 3 times. Like, we
Yeah,
didn't
there
really
wasn't a
vote
lot of
much.
voting.
We only voted 3 times. And the votes all kind of made sense to me. Like, at the
Yeah.
end,
Yeah.
no one liked Johnny and Gabby, so they were not voted to be in the finale. Like,
Yeah,
that
that
was
was
good.
good. That was
Because
good.
if it had been a skill challenge,
Yeah,
Johnny
they
and Gabby
probably
would
would
have made it.
have made it. Yeah.
So I think there are some cases where I think the voting actually made sense. And like when no one liked Kendall and he was in the bottom of the vote and had to like duel, he somehow won the duel. It was like, wow, like
I know,
Kendall
against
really
Marvin, that was surprising.
crazy. And yeah, Garby winning against Andrina. But like
Surprise, surprise.
but like that actually, like those votes actually I think made sense. And the few times we did vote, it made sense. So I'm like, actually I think keep the votes. But if any but have the votes, like, I don't know. It felt like the votes were at weird times because every time there was a chance to vote, it was usually not for the people we all wanted out. Like, it was like,
Yeah.
really? We have to choose to vote between our favorites? Like, when I had to choose between Garby, Justine, Andrina, and Andrea, ugh. Like,
Yeah.
I don't have to choose who I have to save. So I felt like they needed to better strategically place the votes because everyone was like, how did Lucinda not be eligible for one vote? Like, if she had
I
been,
know.
she would have been out of there,
Yeah.
It felt like they were
Yeah.
almost protecting, like people said, they felt like they were the production was protecting some people. Like Lucinda, like Toby. I mean, if you're a bigger star, I'm sure they want you to be on here longer. Like, they did not want Tyreek to go home. They did not want Lucinda to go home. So
yeah, this is true. Yeah, I think that I think they need to have better challenges, make it more about the couples and less about the teams, and less about the luck and all of that. Like the Vegas night was bad.
Yeah.
And yes, like you said, like less about I'm gonna sabotage this couple and more about like, oh, our couple can do this the fastest. Our couple can carry the most weight, because that's
like
isn't this what that's about?
It was like, oh, like that last basketball challenge, Josh and Dre never stood a chance because you had a sabotage component. But why did you need to steal the balls? Why couldn't it just been whoever gets the most balls in the bucket the quickest? Like they all, it's like they were overthinking it or doing too much. The other thing that I'd say that we should change, don't bring back people that have played games before. Because I think, as much as I like Justine, you bring back Johnny and Toby, they were like running circles around everyone. They came in so like with so much strategy and gameplay. Like, we need an alliance. And that also switched the dynamic of the game to me. The second Johnny entered the villa and then Toby entered the villa, being besties with Tyreek and knowing Lucinda and all these people, I was like, you're giving it to them. Like, it felt a little unfair for like a Garby or a Nicola who don't know anyone. And I guess that's naturally going to happen, right? Like, people are going to have natural connections.
Yeah, the UK, US people are going to be at an advantage for sure.
That I think annoyed me, especially having people who have played before and done well or made it far and really know how to navigate, because most of these people have no idea how to do a competition show. And it felt a little unfair. I'm like, why do we need to see Johnny again? You know?
Yeah, I agree. I think that I was not excited to see Johnny. I was excited to see Justine. Having her on the show, I'm like, Justine doesn't need to be here. I kept on thinking, like, why did Justine come back?
Like, she didn't really
she doesn't have anything to prove.
No.
I think this is a good time to talk about her. I think that a lot of people are like, Justine's strategy is so bad. I disagree with that. I think Justine did have a good strategy. Mm-hmm. She saw that the men were running the show, and she was trying to mobilize the girls to be like, guys, we need to step up. We need to step up because they're doing everything. And no one listened to her. So she was like, okay, cool. Tyreek has this alliance, right? I'm stronger than every single woman here. I'm not concerned about losing a duel. Like, Tyreek is strong enough. He'll coast for me, right? They didn't get a vote once the entire time. Justine was untouched, and she knew she was popular. She knew America liked her, so she just coasted to the end and let Tyreek, take all the gunshots, right, for her. Mm-hmm. Let him take the heat, and she made it all the way to the final. But unfortunately, Tyreek did not pull his weight in that final challenge.
I didn't watch the finale.
Gosh,
I was boycotting it after Andrea and Josh got home because Josh couldn't count to 5 minutes. I honestly was like, I don't care who wins. I had a feeling, like, I was just like, I don't think Justine's gonna win. As much as I want her to, I was just like, it just felt like something was gonna happen. It felt like production was too involved. Like, I don't know. I was very skeptical of this whole thing. Yeah. And I'm glad I didn't watch, because if I had to see Lucinda and Zay win because Tyreek was being like a bad contestant, which, to be fair, we never saw him battle or duel or do well in the challenge. Besides when he was partnered with Toby doing the candy activity. That was the only challenge he succeeded in. Like, we literally never saw him compete. And I think that is also like a weakness in his game. Like, yes, I know you skated and you do social, but like never actually competing, I think, is a weakness, because then you're not prepared for the duels. No. Like, I think there is value when you've been a Josh or a Garby and you've competed and done well, So for sure. I think that ended up biting Tyreek in the butt because he was not prepared.
Absolutely. Yeah. Tyreek floundered. And like Justine, the internet was like, Justine was doing the most that challenge, right? She was lugging. She was doing so much, right? She was fighting off Lucinda. She had to basically get all the bags because Tyreek wasn't doing anything, right? He was wrestling Isaiah. and everyone was like, Tyreek, let him go. Like, Toby was like, Tyreek, you gotta just let him go. Get bags. Like, everyone was like, Tyreek, what are you doing? I know, and it just showed like Tyreek, really let us down. To be expected, again, right? Like to be expected. Not surprised. And it was just, it's funny because I didn't watch the episode before the finale, like the one where Josh and Andrea went home, because like I saw Shelby's reaction. I was like, oh, Josh and Andrea goes home, Garby and Casey, like, I don't need to watch that.
Literally worst case scenario. And it was an awful episode because it was all the bullying and ganging up on my favorites. Yeah. And then it just ended up being like the Power Squad show, them all talking, and like, I don't want to hear Lucinda complain about how sad she is. Garby's gone and Andrea's gone.
I know, when you were being like, I can't trust Garby, she's so shit. Like, she kept on going on and on about how she doesn't trust Garby. I'm like, what did this girl do to you? It made no sense.
If anything, maybe you're jealous of her relation with Kendall. Like, that Had
And
to
when
be
Kendall
something.
tried to insinuate that Garby was jealous of Lucinda,
Give me a break.
child, that was crazy. I was like, the audacity. Yeah, the
Garby is a
finale
prize.
was Garby is the prize. She's gorgeous. Like, wow, she's so beautiful, so sweet. Yeah, the finale was disappointing. Honestly, watching it, I was like, oh my gosh, like Justine could actually win, right? Seeing Johnny get eliminated. I had hope. I was like, okay.
Because
And then
you think
Toby and
she and Tyreek would be the strongest couple.
yes, because right, once Johnny got sent home, I was like, okay, Justine has this in the bag, right? That's what I was thinking. And then I liked this challenge before the final challenge. I remember watching it being like, this is actually a good challenge because it is strength, right? You have to lift these really heavy
Interesting.
rings, but it also
Yeah.
like Lucinda and Isaiah were like, what is this? And Toby and Sydney, I mean, they're not the sharpest tools in the shed.
No.
They were struggling. Tyreek and Justine killed that challenge. So I was like, oh my gosh, like they got this in the bag. Like I literally was like, Justine's gonna win. So I had
Lord,
hope.
please.
So I was enjoying the finale. I was like, oh my gosh, like Justine's actually gonna win this. And then once we actually got into the final duel, I was like, what is Tyreek doing? Like Tyreek really fumbled so hard. This is what happens when women rely on these male clowns, these
Hate
fools.
it for us.
You hate to see it. So yeah, I did have hope. And then I was like, oh my gosh, Justine's gonna win, Justine's gonna win. And then they announced Lucinda and Isaiah, and I was like, and I immediately turned the TV off. Like, I can't. I was like, I'm not watching this.
I honestly, maybe if I had heard that what's her name won, I would have turned it on.
Yeah.
But like,
yeah.
I was like, I can't, after being so disappointed on how the last few episodes have gone, willingly watch this to then be disappointed. Like if I was watching live and saw Lucinda won, I would have. I can't even.
I know these were two like NPCs, background characters who were ops to a lot of people.
Nightmare.
Yeah, it's like the villains won. Not even the villains, but just like people we don't care about.
Literally, they didn't deserve it. Before we end, that is like pretty iconic. Toby trying to sit in the chair for Garby when Sydney.
My gosh. This is what I'm saying. These men are crazy. They're like the games component, delusional.
Never seen anything like that in my life. It was like the Huda Chris date. I was like so cringy.
When that happened, I was like,
what is he doing?
Because he was peer pressure by Johnny, basically, because men don't have brains of their own. And he was like, oh my gosh, yeah, Johnny did the right thing. Like, he abandoned Andrina for a stronger partner. Like, Sydney's just not got the game. She kept on being like, she's here to serve looks. She's here to serve looks. And it's just like, oh my gosh, these men are so annoying. And then right,
maybe
Kendall
have
gets
a conversation
dumped.
with her. It's like,
I know, right? And then Kendall gets dumped, and then Tyreek is like, you gotta go after Garby. And I'm like, Tyreek is a clown of all clowns. Awful he like advice. Played Justine. He was like, yeah, like I love manipulating people.
He's like, yeah, I'm gonna turn on Justine the second I can.
And I'm like, you're insane. And I'm like, you need Justine. Like, this one, like everything Tyreek does makes no sense. And what Toby did, right? He's getting advice from Tyreek and Johnny. Like the
should have known.
You should not get advice from. And then known. So he's like, oh, I have the chance to couple up with Garby. Try to sit next to her. Seeing him and Casey fight over that chair was crazy.
That was iconic.
Oh my gosh. I like was so alarmed. It was alarmed. And then Garby was like, what's wrong with you?
She was not playing around.
She snapped. She was not messing around. That was so funny. And then Sydney's like, she doesn't want you. She doesn't want you. Oh, that was good. That I agree. That was probably a highlight from the season for sure. That was crazy.
It was great. Ooh.
Yeah, one of the few highlights from the season.
There weren't many.
So Shelby, is Love Island Game Season 2 a wait or a watch?
It's a wait.
I agree, it's a wait.
Waste of time. I'm annoyed. I watched 3 weeks of it.
Yeah, me too.
This is honestly one of the first times I think I didn't watch a finale of a show because I was just so annoyed. I was like, I know the outcome's not going to work for me. I'm not happy. I literally didn't watch After Sun. Well, that's not a shock, but like I was like, I will find out online what happens. I was that annoyed.
Yeah. I told you I didn't watch the penultimate episode. It honestly was a waste of time. I think if Justine won, then there would have actually been payoff, but like, or even I think honestly, if another couple won, if Johnny and Gabby won, at least they're a strong couple.
Yeah, at least
right?
there would have been content. Wow, Johnny finally
Yes, a
beat
storyline.
Justine.
Yes, a storyline. And even like Sydney and Toby, it's like, okay, Sydney
Yeah, like,
actually is strong.
yeah.
And
What if she had
what
the
an
money and she
underdog.
kept it for herself? Like,
Yes.
it.
Yes.
I feel like it
Right.
would
And
have.
played Toby in the end. Exactly. I
Yes,
think Lucinda and Isaiah winning was like worst case scenario because
100%.
they're the most bland and least interesting couple with
No one
no
cares about them.
storyline. And Lucinda was pretty villainous and unlikable the whole
Yeah.
season. So it just, yeah, I think the producers really fumbled that. And it's like, how did we let this happen? You know? So I agree. I think them winning really made this season feel like a waste of time. I was like, all of this for them? Huh? You know what I mean? White love? Huh?
I know. I was like, this is such a literally like all
Like
the
the
other
one white
couples had
couple?
diversity. I'm like, how'd this happen?
No, literally every single couple, Andrea, Josh, every single couple. I'm like, how did
did this
these
happen?
people, the microaggressor,
oh my god.
and also Isaiah kind of has a black scent.
Yeah, he's Zay.
He's like
Okay,
dog.
Zay.
Like he's kind of like a New York accent.
I'm
a
like,
little
where
bit.
is he from?
I know.
Florida?
I don't know where he's from.
Is he also from? It's from the same place as Nick.
I know. He has that like black scent kind of. I'm like, where is
He probably lives in like Miami. I would be surprised.
He has a chain. Yeah. So I'm just like, not this couple. This isn't the couple
No,
I
look them
really
up.
wanted to see. Yeah. So definitely a waste of time. It's definitely a wait. Okay, Shelby.
He lives in Miami. How did I know?
Yeah, that makes sense. What related to Love Island do we have coming up? Anything you're excited about?
Girl, typically Love Island UK All Stars is in January.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's coming back, but I honestly think I need a break. We literally went from Love Island USA, Love Island UK, Love Island Games. Like, I had a Love Island birthday party. It's been a Love Island. Like, it's been a lot of Love Island, and I think I need a much needed break. Perfect for Love is Blind to start.
I know. It's like once one show ends, another one starts.
Yeah.
But this, I mean, at least right now, Love is Blind is good, but that could change very fast.
Yes.
So yeah, not much I'm looking forward to with Love Island. Honestly, who knows if I'll keep watching. Like, it is a lot of time. It's a lot of time for something to be really disappointing. You know what I mean?
That's why, honestly, like, it's good, like, when you know someone, like, this year with you were watching Love Island UK, and you're like, you have to watch. So it's like, okay, I'll start watching. Like, it's helpful if someone watches and you know it's good, so you know you're not wasting your time. I know, I might need a break. This has been a lot.
Yes. Okay, well, if you enjoyed this episode of Sister We Watch, please make sure you're giving us 5 stars. 5 stars wherever you listen, rate, download, subscribe. We really appreciate your support. It means a lot to us.
Oh, thanks, y'all. Yes, do all the things. Comment, like, subscribe, follow. We are so grateful and want to hear from you. So please DM us, comment, email us, let us know what you think and if you have any suggestions.
Yes. Thanks, y'all. Bye. Stay watching.